It's a relentless drizzle on a Saturday morning at the Hockney Marshes. These immense pitches are slick, turning the under-13s local derby into a frantic battle of mud and wet grass. Leo, a nimble winger for the East End Lions, darts down the touchline. A mistimed sliding tackle miscalculates the terrain. Leo goes airborne, hits the mud, and does not bounce back up. In the past, this exact moment triggered an immediate vacuum of information. A downed 12-year-old in a panicked haze, coaches scanning the sidelines for a parent who might be missing, crucial minutes ticking away without anyone knowing the player's underlying medical history. The referee, Mr. Thompson, is at Leo's side before the ball even stops rolling, but he doesn't shout toward the sidelines for help. Instead, he pulls his official league smartphone from his pocket and aims the camera at a small, rugged QR code printed directly onto the sleeve of Leo's jersey. The phone screen illuminates, initiating a silent, multi-pronged data handshake that bypasses the need for shouting or guesswork. Within 2 seconds, an encrypted "in case of emergency" profile lights up the referee's screen. At the exact same time, a background process pushes an emergency alert and a precise GPS pin directly to Leo's mother, who is currently stuck in traffic 3 miles away. This is Phygital merchandise, physical clothing tightly tethered to a digital network. For data to flow when it matters most, the physical trigger on the sleeve must survive heavy rain, thick mud, and intense fabric distortion. That survival relies on a validation environment called Laris VA's pre-merchandise pack. Long before the jerseys hit mass production, the core technology is exhaustively stress-tested. This flowchart illustrates the Laris VA testing protocol. It actively simulates severe physical degradation to ensure the QR code remains scannable, and verifies that the software will simultaneously fire 2 data paths, one to a parent's mobile device and another to a secure medical database. Because this digital testing environment routes the data correctly prior to print, approved Phygital shops can guarantee that the final physical product will work precisely as designed in the wild. This invisible validation ensures that a mud-soaked sleeve remains a reliable trigger for the data network, regardless of the conditions on the pitch. When the team medic, Claire, arrives at T+2 minutes, she skips the standard diagnostic questions. She doesn't have to interrogate a dazed 12-year-old. Looking at this medical UI interface handed off by the referee, she instantly spots 2 critical details flagged in red. Leo is allergic to penicillin, and he has a previous fracture on the exact same growth plate. Claire stabilizes his leg in the mud. Then, with a single tap on her tablet, she forwards that complete encrypted data packet straight to the local A&E department. This seamless handoff points back to the Laris VA infrastructure. Exhaustive pre-testing verifies that these specific hospital API links remain unbreakable, even when triggered from a soggy tablet in the middle of a field. In a parallel logistical success, Leo's father is reached on his direct work line before Claire even finishes applying the first bandage. These pre-tested garments save time by converting minutes usually wasted gathering context into minutes dedicated entirely to informed, immediate medical care. 10 minutes after the injury, the ambulance pulls into the hospital bay. A nurse is already waiting outside. She has a wheelchair ready, a medical chart that is half filled out, and an X-ray suite cleared exclusively for Leo's ankle. Typically, a youth sports injury arrives as an unannounced walk-in, initiating a search for paperwork and triage assessments. Here, the continuous flow of precise, verified data allows the hospital to manage the medical emergency as a planned clinical procedure. These garments serve as active, integrated nodes within a digital emergency network, pulling the hospital's data capabilities onto the field. For this system to reliably save lives, it relies on rigorous preprint validation. By stress testing the digital pathways before the ink hits the fabric, Laris VA ensures the technology guarding these players is as resilient as the players themselves.